Hello, Professor. Hello, team. This is Kevin Patel, and this class is Strategic Management. This is for assignment one, case study. My case study is on Zoom, which got advantage in pandemic time. It was already popular, however, it got an edge during the time of the pandemic and survived. So we would discuss further on the given questions as well. The agenda is pretty simple. So we would focus on two things basically. First is the case study summary, and second is three questions of what the professor has provided. And we would start with the case study summary. It's a quick thing that uh, first was the CEO, Mr. Yuan. So he from the early days he focused on product development and continued the focus for 10 years along with other growth factors. The Zoom company itself focused on product development continuously and kept on adding features that really built up the customer repo for the company. Second was COVID outbreak. So it's called the timing advantage, which was created during the pandemic's time, that people are not sure how they can continue working, what will happen, how things are going. That time Zoom was uh, all ready with their infrastructure and already providing the services to the users, which really helped a lot. Third was market competition. So typically the competitors were slow to move on since they had other dependencies, they had diversified businesses, they had other focuses to work on, while Zoom already was there with the product setup, with everything ready. So they just enabled their features to the common public, which was already there. So people actually liked that approach, which was enabling the already available paid services to the free users also. So technically their competition was low. Plus they reacted slowly on the 100% remote work phenomenon, which Zoom take on early. Anyways, video conferencing industry was 3.85 billion dollars, and it kept on increasing at a steady pace from 10 to 14% already, which was anyways a huge number for the digital industry. Finally, other two are actually more customer related factors, which are customer mentality. That during the pandemic's time, customers mentality was improvised. At initially nobody was ready, or nobody could understand how things would work, or nobody had any clear picture of the future. At that time, taking a bold step and creating the need for the market growth was the edge that Zoom provided, which in turn like changed the customer mindset also, that rather than physical meeting, they can actually get the work done by video conferencing also, or just by video conferencing alone. Usually the hybrid mode was more famous, where physical meeting and video conferencing was involved. However, with pandemic and lockdown, 100% video conferencing was also appreciated by many customers. Finally, the user-focused interface and ease of operations for Zoom. That means that downloading Zoom was just a few clicks, and scheduling meetings, sharing meetings, managing meetings, all those things were pretty easy with just a set of commands or set of buttons for Zoom. And just a note, I am also recording my session on Zoom since it is that easy. So that's the whole summary which we discussed. Now we would focus quickly on the questions. So the first question is that did Zoom have a competitive advantage in 2020? If so, what was the source of the advantage? So quickly, I've just derived a crisp information here. That first point is product maturity, which Zoom focused on for 10 years. That it was a product maturity with sustainable way of working during the global pandemic that gave the edge to Zoom. Second one was business transition to virtual mode was very much supported by the market and the consumers also. So why I'm saying market, because they were all the other competitors as well. Let's say WebEx, let's say Google, and other small players as well. Everybody was directly planning for the transition to all digital mode. The final one is that apart from all the competition, even if Zoom was priced higher, the whole setup for Zoom was pretty easy. So even if it seems very childish, ultimately consumer mentality goes to the easy way out, which was in the previous market that was Zoom. So everybody turned out to Zoom, and Zoom turned out to be very stable as well at that time. So people like that that easy way out for Zoom, and it was very easy to operate, very easy to schedule calls, maintain calls. Moving on to the second question, for me, this is the best question so far, that any threats which Zoom faced in 2020, and how would we characterize the response of Zoom, and would I take a different approach? So first issue was that there were many small legal issues actually. So issues related to technical breach, issues related to jurisdictions. Those things were also reported on a smaller scale. However, on larger scale, Zoom had faced plenty of issues, and sometimes they had to they were sued legally, and then they had to pay a hefty amount also. So at those times, I would say that legal issues actually went out of hand before they acquired new companies such as Keybase, which was providing end-to-end encryption, and CrowdStrike, which was providing reliable network security. So here, the different approach I would propose is that I would start the strategic partnership early on, before the actual escalations, and also start building competence in my organization as well locally. So that thing would actually restrict a larger scale issue, which turns into a legal problem, and then the whole financial issue comes in play, which I would try to avoid early on. Second one was service outage was very much frequent, and many major incidents happened where countrywide outage, specifically in US and Europe, happened during August 2020. So what I would here what I would prefer to do is that I would actually categorize the issues region wise, and also build an RCA repository, that is root cause analysis repository, and keep a very close watch on any small issues, so that if any potential issue can turn out to be a global issue or a huge countrywide issue, it is at least at the notice, and which can be handled smoothly. Moving on, world after pandemic, what should Zoom do? So here a quick 3-step scenario what I've developed is, first is Zoom should continue to build on strategic partnership with giants in all sectors to keep the business running smoothly. This they are already doing, but I would recommend to do it on a very steady pace, because after COVID, the competition has increased tenfold. So obviously, everybody has to run for the business now, including Zoom. So they had the advantage. To keep the advantage up, they also have to build strategic partnership. Second one is it should continue to enhance product features and build compliance with more software products. Let's say they have built compliance with Windows, they had compliance with Mac, and they should now focus on open source platforms as well. They should provide increased flexibility with other available platforms. Third thing is continue to take customer feedback and on potential issues, and revisit the product pricing according to the needs. This is the very much focus that customers should be at the center of the product always. So whatever the customer says, at least Zoom should be able to accommodate their request if they are fitting in the zone. And with that, I would like to conclude my presentation. Thank you for your time. And my contact details are already mentioned. So if there is any question, I'll be to assist you. Thank you.